girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room, isn't it good, Norwegian blue. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking the wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't and crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone, despair had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good, Norwegian wood.
Andrew here. We wanted to start giving you guys some more insight on the guitars that we use and the recording process that we use to get our final recordings. First off, I used a guitar that I'm borrowing from Young Hines from Young's Vlog. This is his J160. It sounds really great. Another thing is the capo on fret 2. The other thing is that hammer-on. He doesn't always do the hammer-on, but it is there. In the beginning of the song especially. And also there's the A or the B that comes before the main riff here. Another thing to watch out for is the playing style. John had a habit of picking close to the bridge, not so much over the sound hole, which would give you a darker, more rich tone. Over here you get a brighter, it also is kind of compressed over here. Everything gets played very evenly. And we're pretty sure that's where John would be striking most of the time. Give you a little example. Versus this just sounds a lot more like the original song. And then that hammer on at the end there. Alright, so that's the J160. Also for this song I used a 12-string. I didn't get to use a Framus. I don't have a Framus. Maybe someday I'll borrow one and use one. I used just a regular Martin 12-string, and I mic'd that one with an NT5. I forgot to say I had the microphone on this guitar right around here. I reshot the video to not have the microphone over the body of the guitar. It looks a little nicer, but that's right where we mic'd it, instead of over the sound hole, which would again give you a bassier tone. Over here you just get kind of a, I don't know, try it out yourself. It's an interesting spot to mic your guitar. That's where we ended up liking it the best. And for the 12-string, we used an NT5 because I didn't have that U47 clone yet, which is a Warm Audio W47, WA47. And the third guitar I used for this was not a Sitar, it was a Rogue Sitar guitar. And yeah, those are the 3 guitars I used. Let me know what else you guys want to know about this song, and now I'll pass it over to you, Neil.
Evening, Ably Housers. It's Neil here to talk about the bass. Try to make this concise here. I used that 4001 Rickenbacker bass. I kind of think All of Rubber Soul is the Rick bass. I used that in the Day Tripper video. I compared them both. I thought it sounded more like the Rick. We know he used the Rick on the Michelle sessions. There's pictures of it with the capo on it. That sounds like the Day Tripper bass to me. That sounds like the You Won't See Me bass. That sounds like the Nowhere Man bass. It sounds like the Norwegian wood bass. I just think that's the bass he used in Rubber Soul. I could be wrong. Who knows? Tone settings, let me figure this out. It's very flat. You know, he's trying to obviously emulate a Motown sound on this in Rubber Soul. I mean, this in a Revolver. So obviously I have the tone rolled all the way off. I just used the front pickup, tone rolled all the way off. But I also used an EQ before I went to the amp where I cut everything above 500K, probably. There's almost no high end on it. And I can't fully remember, it was an AC30 going into a custom cabinet or a Vibrolux, a Fender Vibrolux going into a custom cabinet. Either one of those, mic'd with our traditional 2 mic. I had the U47, then a woofy mic, a kick drum mic on it for the low end. I don't even know if I had much of that in the mix. The mix was more straightforward and uses many tape emulation plugins. It's a more kind of straightforward, folky song. No electric guitars, no drum kits hitting things hard. There's one bass line to watch out for, just in the history of Paul bass lines. It's right before it goes into the second instrumental. It goes boom, ba-dum, dun, do, 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 do. It goes like B-A-G-E, and kind of goes down like the E minor thing for a bit. And there's that G, the minor third in there. And that's really a sign of things to come for Paul McCartney in the future, I think. And I've always really liked that when I first heard that. I was like, oh, that's pretty early for him to do that kind of a riff like that, at least. Anyway, those are my 2 basses back there that I use, the Rick and the Hofner. Yeah, so please leave a comment if you have any more questions about the tone, anything about the play, how to play it, anything like that. Really take a listen for the feel and which notes are staccato and which notes are more legato and the swing of everything. It's very important, very looked over. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Bye.
Okay, so the drum part for Norwegian Wood by the Beatles, very sparse, yet exact, most likely influenced by Buddy Holly. There are knee slaps, tambourine jingles, and muted bass drum. He probably took off his jacket, put it on the batter head. It's very, like you're knocking on a door. They took all the resonant out of the bass drum. The tambourine, Meinl, the company Meinl makes a tambourine that's very, very bright, and you can tell they let all the jingles kind of ring freely during the refrains. And then besides knee slaps, bass drum, tambourine, that's all they felt that was necessary for it. So,
let's see what happens. I'm keeping it on it. Yo, 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 what's going on there? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a scuffed John Lennon. I play in the scuffed Beatles. I play with a guy named Ably House time to time, and I was fortunate enough to get on his channel. And we did some recording while at sea one time here recently. And I want to let you guys know to be sure to check out Ably House. He's uploading the Norwegian Wood. So check it out. It's going to be on his channel here real soon. And shout out to Ably House and Norwegian Wood. That's a good song. It's a great song. I can't come up with a third thing. It's so good. It's great stuff. But shout out to Ably House and his new release of Norwegian Wood. Sub to Ably House. Check him out. See you real soon there, Ably House. Hell yeah.